Inside the null. Just an excuse for leaving things like all plans go. There has to be a reason no one loves another being close to the realm we lead. To that I plan ahead in calling out as a boy. I much rather play and talk to my stuffed animals. And I have a tea party with the Mad Hatter. Things go AWOL is to stay, firmly by to exist. That's more than nothing knows who to call on. What's more, I myself have the time to party with stuffed animals. And jokes aside, Pia was a tan girl. Without knowing she's from the rich part of the city. You think? No, I know true well that she's a go-getter and drives her own vehicle. License here? When all is said and done, she miraculously enjoy our company. She actually has a friend for Fernando, leaving me alone in thought. Wish it was not her, and in the traits department a null. The fastest warming up is to think she would come over to Michael's anytime they liked. Her and her friend Allie Brint, the Jewish girl for Fernando. Things was fast paced like my reaction to the matter. And life has doors that she loves Michael. Supposedly? And Michael would yell at his mom. A gay in the closet fag would not be condemned. It doesn't matter how I feel about Allie. She yelled at me on the computer. An Asian in the hood. Must suck and love to be when they talked. And it doesn't matter that I am just a tango. The way things went now, she writes to me. With her new husband that she loves. All see the Nazi. It's okay. It's for the book I'm writing, Allie. You were pictured perfect. Don't let them know that there's a miscommunication. Or they'll call you out. Even if my day seems to be the only loner on that. I might have loved to know things change when I got back to LA. She knows I'm not from around. Never knew perfect could lead to angry driving. The way there's lessons at that. In the name of love, and the worst part, to date a gay guy. There's a battle on every time he walks in covered in smoke. Now we have it planned out for the arrival of Null. They come to excuse someone out the door. No matter who it is. The reason we will ourselves, not to care about others. Dreams and ambition play a crucial role. Next time we understood Michael never loved Pia, and she knows now who to trust with stuff. When stuff is bought together, never really for her. Not caring I plagiarize others. Don't look that up in the dictionary. It's my own word for negligence. 1,000,000,000 times over. Till I myself know the meaning of the word plague. I created it myself, not the situation. Not caring things get tossed into the gutter. For his mom's a joke to have company. The story I'm telling, I need to ask for permission. Never cower like a cowrie and hold on to the last minute. With that was easy? Knowing that's wishful thinking. Benigning who else that matters. Other than his mom. Cook over a slave and he flounces with them. As his minions to care what others want to relax with. Until she cools her jet engine fuels. Wishful thinking brings this on to ask Cameron. When I'm ready and now I scold him. Is her thought process. Robin line. The boy wonder of Craig Arson's detective agency. Right when we have other thoughts out there. They get off their chest about something. It's no wonder she's a Cape Crusader. Why else has tempt a guy into lightning shocked, be any news a mother would want to hear? You think? But that's not all. Belittling is the real word, not benign or sketch out, so it has to be. That she loves her offspring. The worst case of a mother fending her chicks. Without warning, like a distant sound come crashing in on the roof. Never have we wondered how much a guy can insult his mother. There has been a vague miscommunication on their part. To have people over and knock knock at the door came crashing in. It's Polly the fabled one. That's my gesture, the war is self-taught. In evasive action. There's more on the table to the plate. But knock knock was never when Michael understood, I can't just knock. Until, it becomes knockout to sleep over. Much less than to fathom, I gave a rat's ass about entering. Please hold the phone. Is nothing like, I neglected him when I talked to girls when? And without thought or care. He smoked pot. Without no one, but his mom to cower. It's not plain to think it's about how many guests can come over. There's more to the plate than a reaction. His mom mentions, the Null is here. Polly's here in passive. He's going to write a book someday. Don't you know when someone's passive? And he says, you mention her as an N-word. You know what starts with N? To rue this day is nothing short of spectacular and leaves something to be desired. It's fun having will to stop someone or not. They're sure I don't care and about that. I vow for myself, to never, stay still. That's the gist of it. Right now, no one has time, and when they have time, they ponder endlessly, about that. Why we don't have root words? The pinnacle of manlyhood, and therefore never reach the climax of having someone close to tell you otherwise. Never a second guess of relaxing with, Pia and Michael falls to, no one guess otherwise. That's the way we do things, never have a doubt on the situation at hand. The moral is Pia can come, and when we relax they get us. They want to show their boys that get girls. Him and Cameron vow to never care about them. Even over they invite us out. With heart, supposedly? Why else have they come up short for venue? We didn't pay for and tank the drinks that come hand in hand. Never guess who else have to come and bring cash to support their stomach with alcohol and liquor. The moral is they never guess why has it no one even guessed to how he slept together. That's all. Never knowing why a reason to think past getting drunk. Day in and day out to tolerate them together. Know why? They together have words like, never falter. Is the gist. They sprout out, together? Never knowing that he says, when in doubt, never falter. That's not why they get to drink and pay us and talk. He too is his own thought collective and talk it out. With stuff you guess it. They slept. That's the moral code of conduct. When she's there. I uninvited wait till things calm down to enter. A smelly room. He fingers his vag and never cared, they think he's disgusting. To say the least. That's enough verbal insults on that guy that got lightning strikes, by the gods. If he himself know, why we support our stomach. A simple gesture shows we're packed with support on hand. That's all. Never guessed that they would break up. The reason I punched him. At a show I came up on him batting out the way. And why should I be mad and promise to stay cool? Never mind gesture. In a van of mine I drove actually. Laugh it up. Yeah, that's my reason I permitted to park in long, story short. They never made me, you think, only in mind as a slave of the apocalyptic age. Fathom that I drove myself along with what I desire. Like mere thoughts change the way I find people and hop on board, at all cost. To no avail as I am governed, only to drive, and one occasion I spit at him. No one dares tell me you think. But knock me out was my buddy to think I'm out of hand. That's to think I know love plays a factor of marriage. What I thought of. And it comes as no surprise they invited me back, again. That's to show off my attitude is on par. To show off I'm a bad driver, there's an instant I crash, with Donovan inside. Going to show I have onlookers and not just me, by myself. Always showing up. But, he was hornier than ever. No one gets but, his mom. Knows he's not the same. Not after I ridicule him, as of yet, I have to fathom. What life has to punish people. I got away with. It's no wonder I ran all the way back to the hood. From Los Angeles district, Hollywood site? And they think I punctured it, in my room. For memory of getting to be just a fun drive turned into drama. Why, I wish it never happened, or I myself, have will to stop. Control of the vehicle to stop. But I'm a bad driver like the stereotype says about Asians. And a Filipino and his gay anguish talked around me. Why wasn't I aware of such accusations of playing the foul hand? That's to nothing to scoff at now. Not to mingle in his affair. Most it wasn't driving in hotbox, our driver's seat with weed smoke. Never again I rue how stereotypes come off, as ignorant. Again the third chapter is on the will of having forgiven in time by him and his pals. Never reach out to the F4L crew. Fernando mentions that we are freeloaders for life. As a college degree of someone down in the dumps. Of the now we mention both stories. Reach a climax. For that crew at an open house to all guests. They value falling for stereotypes. In 2011 I crashed my car and made it out alive. And I'm sure nothing is said that no one actually suffered minor injuries. That's to say it has been the route I chose to stay hidden from traffic laws. That's an error on my end. Making it a part of lively living without remorse. That's if you ask why? No one has to matter, you think? But no, we all matter. To be alive is totaled, the car, to smithereens. And that's all for Hotbox Car. And practicing in a band they promise us. Riding on the success that never made it as a crew, not a band. Perfectly was I a casualty of the apocalyptic age. Never falter to no one in particular. How has it, we rue the day last thing? Never even mention a guy that has me to sleep over? Unbeknownst to some, but others? Why must my shallow life have doubts? And 2 DUIs that made it a strike too. And one on account of this bitch. That has places to be but molested at a young age. He thinks I tear up the friendship over nothing. That's to exact revenge one time. He even made a phone case turn into a court law. Why the reason was not the accident in 2012 I ran off with. Without a doubt the bluff is the next chapter. And all who knows kindergarten we all can bluff. It doesn't take anything, at all. To bluff. That's what makes life grand and spectacular, is the reason we know it in our hearts. You want acceptance leading up to be a real person. Is the part someone missed out on. They value other substance and worldly desires, not for to rue their hearts. With substance and not just a codependent person begs otherwise. The moral or act of conduct is to find true meaning in self. The reason we conduct an oaths play a crucial role in it all. No one dares obey and think one is nothing governed by hatred. And oaths are not a factor of living amongst ourselves. Long till we're overdue for transaction. Like I myself have it to go to parole. And charged with petty theft. And it's not a question, but an answer I can get my citizen. To avoid the enviable demise by court laws. And once in my life, I have a car. After the whole accident. Hard to install a breathalyzer attached to the middle brake. And it's come to me that no one is here. But yours truly never faltered. Not in the way of Michael, he falters all the time. That's a curse for Pia. That white guy come to fog things and exhaust the truth. Who do we care about? When things are over and done with. Never ask the question and some will follow you to the brink. And still, they falter when they meet their demise. Survive the apocalyptic age without a scoff. That's the root word. I've never accused others out of selfish gains. It's the latter I portray to be the bad guy, right? Never a doubt shrouded in value. And make ends meet by tossing him on the floor. It makes a many guest never over four. That's true to those it affects, and many know, it's a gathering of pals. If anything at all, portray to no avail and strive to move forward in heap a helping of gratitude. And that's much knowing the truth to witness it, all happened. That's moreover what's for lunch and dine to your hearts out. At the mere chance of it. It now wagers on sufficing another work. When it's time I value above all else is to life. When I don't know who to trust? After it all falls apart and make up the last attempt at working out.